How Jay-Z became a billionaire and Dame became broke. In the late 90s and early 2000s, hip-hop entrepreneur Damon Dash was on top of the world. At the time, Damon Dash was the CEO of the hottest rap label in music, Roc-A-Fella Records. Roc-A-Fella oversaw a roster of artists including Jay-Z, Kanye West, Memphis Bleek, Beanie Sigel, DJ Clue, and Jules Santana. Damon Dash was also the CEO of the wildly successful Roc-A-Wear clothing line, which was reportedly generating annual revenues of $350, $450 million. As if this wasn't enough, Dash was testing the waters in Hollywood by executive producing the critically acclaimed 2004 Kevin Bacon film The Woodsman. Perhaps most importantly, without Dash, the world would likely never have heard the name Jay-Z at all. How did this happen? This is the story of how Damon Dash launched Jay-Z's career and Roc-A-Fella Records, then blew through his fortune and watched his empire crumble. Dash meets Jay-Z. After getting expelled from 3 different high schools, Damon Dash fell into a bad crowd and began selling drugs. Dealing earned him plenty of cash, but it came with a price. Damon quit the drug game after seeing too many friends end up dead. Damon quickly discovered that he was a born promoter. Next, Damon decided he could be just as successful promoting musical acts as he was in clubs. Through his cousin's stepfather, Damon landed his first management client, a rap group called Future Sound. Not long after, Dash had arranged for Future Sound to sign a deal with Atlantic Records under an executive named Rodolfo Franklin. In addition to being a record executive, Franklin moonlighted as a DJ under the name DJ Clark Kent. It was Rodolfo who, in 1994, first alerted Dash to an ambitious former drug dealer from Brooklyn who was looking to launch a rap career. That rapper's name was Sean Carter, soon to be known as Jay-Z. Jay-Z was unlike anyone else in rap at the time. He was the fastest rapper Damon had ever heard, and he didn't write anything down, instead reciting every rhyme straight from memory. Furthermore, like most popular artists of the day like DMX, Snoop Dogg, Notorious Big and Tupac, Jay-Z didn't rap about murder and crime. Jay-Z's lyrics tended to focus mainly on living a lavish playboy lifestyle, filled with girls, money, boats, cars, and champagne. Bling bling. Roc-A-Fella Records is born. At the time, Jay-Z was a bit of an underdog in the music industry. He had tried and failed for years to secure his own record deal, but was rejected for being too old or not appearing hard enough. Jay didn't fit the mold of fellow typical Brooklyn rappers who wore gold teeth and sang exclusively about dealing drugs and killing people. So they decided to go independent. The two co-founded Roc-A-Fella Records. The name was a play on oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller, who died with an inflation-adjusted net worth of $340 billion. Damon wanted Jay to film a music video as fast as possible, but Roc-A-Fella Records had no money. To raise cash, Damon sought an investment from a well-connected street hustler named Kareem Biggs Burke. Damon took 100% of Burke's $16,000 investment and poured it into producing a music video for Jay's song In My Lifetime, which was partly filmed on the Caribbean island of St. Thomas. Burke also arranged for Jay and Damon to have access to a wealthy local kingpin's mansion and speedboat, which can be seen throughout the video. Only one record company was willing to acquiesce to such insane demands, a little-known label called Freeze Records. As fate would have it, shortly after signing Jay-Z, Freeze Records was sold for scraps to Russell Simmons and Leor Cohen's Def Jam Records. Roc-A-Fella Records rises to the top. Russell Simmons and Leor Cohen's leadership, combined with Roc-A-Fella's sheer talent and hustle, helped Jay-Z's debut album, Reasonable Doubt, to sell over 1.5 million copies in its first year. Simultaneously, Damon and Jay had launched a clothing line called Roc-A-Wear and a brand of vodka called Armadale Vodka. Roc-A-Wear and Armadale's sales exploded every time the products appeared in one of Jay's videos. By 2000, Roc-A-Wear's sales generated revenue of $50 million per year. The downfall of Damon Dash. Between 2002 and 2004, Damon Dash went on a tear starting companies, signing new artists, and generally living the life of a super successful hip-hop mogul. He had amassed an army of mega-talented future stars like Kanye West, Cameron, and Beanie Sigel. Fittingly, Dash lived a very opulent life that reportedly included butlers, private chefs, bodyguards, a mansion in Beverly Hills, a Tribeca loft, a $35,000 per month London apartment, and a $400,000 Maybach. Dash was also famous for only wearing his shoes, socks, jeans, and shirts once, before tossing them away. Unfortunately, all was not well with the one person who mattered most, Damon's most talented artist and business partner, Jay-Z. Tensions came to a head after Jay-Z and Kareem Burke refused to allow Damon to spend $3 million on a single print ad campaign for Armadale Vodka featuring Kevin Bacon and Naomi Campbell. From that point on, Jay and Damon were no longer on speaking terms. Damon was also being excluded from many high-profile meetings at Def Jam regarding his own artists. The writing was on the wall. The breakup. On December 24, 2004, Jay-Z asked his old friend Damon Dash to meet him at an Italian restaurant in Manhattan called Di Silvano. Prior to this meeting, the three Roc-A-Fella founders had already agreed to sell their label to Def Jam for $10 million, but Dash was shocked by another piece of the deal that he did not see coming. The few artists who went with Dash to his new label saw their albums bomb on the charts, and the new record label venture quickly imploded. On the other hand, Damon and Jay were still connected via Roc-A-Fella. By the end of the meeting, Dash was expelled from the company with a $22 million buyout that reportedly only resulted in $7 million in cash received by Dash. Foreclosures. Between 2004 and 2009, Damon launched and shuttered a string of failed ventures. His new record company, Roc-A-Fella, folded, as did the clothing line, the Damon Dash Collection. Dash's wife filed for divorce, and he was sued for $15 million over an alleged rape. At his all-time peak, Damon Dash's net worth was $50 million. Shockingly, by April 2009, Damon Dash was flat broke. In his divorce proceedings, Dash revealed to a judge that he actually owed $2 million in back taxes and was in the midst of foreclosure on 2 New York City apartments. Dash was forced to vacate his $9 million Tribeca, New York home, which was later sold in foreclosure for $5.5 million. In November 2019, Damon was arrested after he failed to pay more than $400,000 in child support owed to 2 women. The bulk of the debt, roughly $370,000, was owed to ex-wife Rachel Roy. Meanwhile, Jay-Z would go on to sell Roc-A-Fella to Iconics brand group for $219 million. Jay also sold millions more albums for Def Jam, and in 2008 signed a new $150 million record deal with Live Nation. Today, Jay-Z is a billionaire business mogul. His net worth recently crossed $2 billion. Damon Dash is still trying to hustle his way back to the top, but only time will tell if he can reach the same heights. Did you enjoy our video? Please check this video out and leave a comment. Thank you for watching.